Hello guys, welcome to Solving Solutions, your number one channel where you get solutions to all your solving problems. It's nice having you in class again today. How have you been? On today's video, we are going to show you one of the basic things we do in surveying. So let's say you have a report, or maybe you have a data that was downloaded in a TXT format, or maybe any other Notepad compatible format, something you can just access on Notepad. However, the formatting is not well aligned. We are going to show you how you can open this file on Excel, right? Good. And then maybe remove some of these other information you don't need and just have what your point ID, your easting, your northern, and if your elevation field was populated, also have what the column for what for your elevation. So the next thing is for us to what access what Excel. While we're on Excel, let's use what Control O to open. Good. So we've actually opened and navigated to the folder where we have what our data. Now, when you come down to the folder, the first thing you are going to see is that Excel will be asking you to open all Excel files. However, remember that what we want to do is that we want to move that TXT data or maybe any other data that we opened on Notepad to Excel, right? Good. So instead of having it as what all Excel files, we can just go to what all files, right? Good. So it can now list the points data that we have saved. So we just click on that and what we open, right? Good. Now this is like the crux of the video. This text import wizard. We need what delimited. Now characters such as commas or tabs separate what each field, and then fields are aligned in columns with spaces between each field. No, that's not what we need because they're actually not fixed. What we want to do is that we want to now use a delimiter because when we look closely at what the preview here, we can see that there is actually some lines that separate what are easting and nothing, but they are not consistent, right? Good. So let's what select delimited. Let's go to next. Now let's use what space. Now when we use space, sometimes your delimiters can be comma, sometimes it can be semicolon, and they can be others. However, by looking at this data, I've come to realize that space will be the best delimiter to just split the information to different what Excel columns, right? When it has finally been opened on Excel, we can still maybe modify it or update it to suit whatever we want. But I think for now, let's go with what space. So maybe if yours are separated by comma, you can use comma. If they are separated by semicolon, you can use what semicolon. So if yours are it's also separated by tab, you can use tab. But I feel this is separated by what by space. So we can decide to click on next or we can move directly to finish. So this is like a preview of what we are going to expect here on Excel in a few seconds. So let's click on finish. Good. So the data we saw on Notepad has finally been opened on Excel. So as it is now, we told you we might not need most of these. So let's see if we can take them off. Good. So let's delete those. Then we don't need these multiple. Select that and hold the control button. Then let's see, we don't need these as well, right? Good. So we can now insert a new a new header. So let's insert something there. We can call this our ID. We can call this our easting, and then we can call this our northern, right? Good. So we actually don't need this as well, so we remove that. So basically that data you saw on Notepad has been finally moved to Excel. So we can still modify these to give us three decimal places. So we have all the coordinates in uniform three decimal places, right? Good. So with this you can decide to do whatever you want to do with this set of coordinates. You can still save it. Now the format with which it is opened on Excel is now tab delimited. Let's confirm that. Good. So you can see tab delimited because while we are trying to bring it in, the delimiter we used was tab, right? Good. So if you want to just save it as a default Excel workbook, you just go to that save as type drop down, then you select Excel workbook, or you can choose maybe any other format with which you want to save it, which Also conventionally we do use what comma separated, right, with that comma delimited. But let's leave it as what Excel workbook. Then you just would save that. Good. So we believe we've provided solution to this particular problem on how to move your data maybe in text or maybe any other formats you have on Notepad to Excel, and then maybe removing some of the information you don't need and maybe modifying it to suit whatever you want to do with it. So we are going to see you on our next video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and always have a good time. Bye.